Never could I have imagined that my lowest moment would one day become President Trump's lowest moment. Okay, so what did I miss? Well, apparently I won, and I like to win. I just want to be clear, And I don't get to win often because despite I think I got a lot of accomplishments out here. Podcasting independently. I had to rebuild my entire YouTube channel from scratch after being gloriously publicly fired and hanged for suggesting that genocide is always wrong. Despite all of that and taking this podcast #1 globally with a very small team, I just don't win anything. So you can imagine that when I found out that Donald Trump was publicly announcing me, naming me, Candace Owens, as Time's Person of the Year, there was...
Dude, shout out to Candace for this video. You can comment below, like, dislike, get what I mean. Thank you for watching. I just want to point out, coming from Donald Trump, okay, that is big. That is a win. That's got to be a win, okay? We can all agree on this. Maybe not, but we can. Some of us. Now let's get it.
What's this little glimmer of hope, right? I'm not going to lie. Here is what he sent out on Truth Social. He wrote, Candace Owens' stock, which was never very high, has fallen a long way. Her attack on the First Lady of France is despicable. I believe in this case, without verification, she is an extremely low IQ individual. Look at that photo. Ouch. Yikes.
That's crazy. I want to talk about IQ. Okay, I know I talked about this before. IQ. People are so trapped on the IQ thing. Okay, IQ is not a general thing. IQ is a specific thing. Like, for example, I can have a low IQ on farming, for example, right? But I can have a really high IQ on building computers, for example. There's nobody on this planet that has an IQ that is general on everything. Just want to point it out. I've seen too many people trapped on this and to attach to the fact that, oh, he got a low IQ. Who cares he got a low IQ? On what exactly are you talking about?
I'm not looking too hot, right? And also, like, why? What was going on that day between me and Trump, or even in the previous week? Like, actually, to what do I owe this dishonor? And hasn't he already said this? Is he kind of repeating himself here? He called me low IQ.
You want to make sure people get it.
Asserted that I was uglier than Brigitte, that actually between the two of us, it's not even close. Does he feel like his point was not delivered effectively? The first 4 times that he made it. Yeah, this is actually the 4th tweet about me in the span of 2 weeks from the...
That's a lot of tweets. That is a lot of tweets, especially coming from the president and about somebody that he supposedly does not like. That is crazy, okay?
Leader of the free world. What is going on? Before we get to who demanded that the tweet be sent, it wasn't Trump, we should address the points that are made within it, because what actually was he trying to accomplish with it? What it actually was the administration trying to accomplish with that tweet, okay? Well, the first was a little bit of politicking, to be sure. By now, you are plenty aware that Washington, D.C. runs on blackmail and secrets, right? They send operators out to find your deepest, darkest, most humiliating secrets that you wouldn't want the public to know. And once they discover these secrets, you're kind of presented with really just 2 options. One, fall into line, deliver the talking points. If you're in Congress, vote how we want you to vote. If you're in media, say what we want you to say. And we'll make sure the public never finds out. Or, here's your other option, don't stand against us and we will reveal all. We will make your lives miserable. That's how it works. That's how it works in politics. And it's incredible to me what people will do, what shame they will put themselves through, and the statements they will make that we know are abundantly untrue, simply to avoid public embarrassment. And I guess in that regard, I got to give Trump a little credit here, because the photo he shared of me, to be clear with you guys, it is real. It is not AI. People were suspicious. Is this a real photo? I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. And you can imagine that was at least refreshing. After 4 days of his top advisor, Laura Loomer, sharing AI photos, illusory stories about drunken hit and runs, and fairy tales about secret trusts to hide money from the Macron, all in this like manic fit to try to land a hit on my rather boring life, you can imagine that there must have been some satisfaction when they stumbled upon something that is authentic, right? But you see, the only problem with people who are cartoonishly evil is that they also tend to be equally as dumb. So you can imagine how deflated they are going to feel to learn that the photo that they stumbled upon, my deepest, darkest secret, was actually at first shared by me, okay, on my Twitter account. This was not found by some journalist. So back in 2019, I shared that because I'm actually proud of that photo. And so I will briefly tell you the story as to how it came to be, because I was not that well known in 2019, and so you may have missed it. The story is from 2016, before I had any public profile whatsoever. I had moved into a brand newly built luxury apartment. And one night I received a knock on the door from the building maintenance claiming that there was a system-wide HVAC leak, okay? They needed to then pull the carpet back in a spare bedroom, and it was completely soaked through in the closets. They ran a fan, and they advised us not to go in that room for a couple of days while the fan was running, okay? It must have been a few days later that I woke up and my eyes were completely red and they were pussing and it was itchy. And I was like, that's weird. I don't know what this is about, thinking that it was separate. Within weeks, I then broke out, and that is what you were seeing, head to toe in eczema, something that I had previously never had. I'm talking giant patches of eczema all over my skin. My hair fell out in clumps, and this is now over a couple of months. And I kid you not, I even got athlete's foot, which is insane. I had 2 asthma attacks that landed me in the hospital, and I had no idea what was happening. I had no idea what was happening. Were it not for somebody that was in my life who instantly recognized the picture of all of the symptoms and told me that there had to have been a toxic mold presence for which I needed to have the environment tested immediately. And I genuinely think that that person could have potentially saved my life. I would have never figured out what was going on because everything seemed so separate and sporadic. And just so you know, Trump, I have way worse pictures than the one that you shared. And it was beyond just physical symptoms, beyond itching, the hair falling out. Mentally, I was a completely changed person instantly. I was exhausted. I was sleeping up to 16 hours a day. The only way that I can describe it to you all is I just suddenly was not myself anymore. And it was as though my brain could not think or process thoughts. Everything that I had to do, even things that I didn't have to do, was overwhelming. It was a task. If somebody texted me, I would cry and I would become overwhelmed because I couldn't think of how to respond back. Like I was exhausted at the idea of having to answer somebody back in a text message. It just seemed like an impossible task. So it was sort of going in a couple of months, if I felt like, oh, my looks and my brains, everything is just gone, right? And I had not realized up until that moment how much of my personal confidence was actually tied to my looks. Like, oh, my certain things have been easier for me for being, and Trump, you could free dispute this, but generally good looking by most people's standards. And I didn't appreciate that I tied that so much to who I was. I used to be able, truly, I would, at the time of my life, I would just pop on a red lip. I was doing the Taylor Swift thing for a little bit and run out of the door without putting on any makeup. I'm going to show you pictures leading up to this HVAC leak. This is a picture of me, a few pictures of me in August of 2016. There's another picture of me before this happened in August, another picture of me in August of 2016, rocking the red lip, no makeup here, just like doing some hiking with my cousins. Another picture of me, I wasn't needing to wear makeup at all. And another picture of me, just traveling, feeling confident in myself. And yeah, the picture that Trump shared was taken just 3 months later. I was sick. I was very, very sick and immediately humbled. I did not want to see anyone. I'm not going to pretend that I was this profound person. I did not want to see anyone. I did not go out. I also didn't have the energy to see anyone. I only let my cousin Mia see me. You've heard me mention her on the show. She took care of me day in and day out. And eventually a doctor told me, this is not, I can keep prescribing you pills, but the only way that you're actually going to be able to beat this, an infection like this, is you have to diet, an unbelievably restricting diet. You cannot have any sugar, not even sugar that is in fruit. It's a very strict candidiasis diet. And okay, I said, this is just what my life is going to have to be. I cried a lot. I mean, I am not a big crier, and I can tell you, you wouldn't have known it if you knew me during that time period. And also for the first time in what felt like a very long time, because prior to, I had been living in New York City, going out all the time, I started praying again. I felt like since the first time since, I was living with my grandparents, maybe in middle school, I hadn't made prayer a daily habit, but I did. And I remember vividly lighting this candle in my bedroom at night and getting on my knees and praying. And I will say, I know it's not acceptable, but I was bargaining with God. I remember specifically saying, I don't even care about the looks. I just want my mind back. I just want to be able to think again. I just want to be able to write again. I want to be able to have energy again.
This is a message to people out there, people that only pray when they need something, people that remember God when they need something. You get what I'm saying? You have to do this every day, not just praying, but thanking Him for you being alive, for you being healthy. You know what I'm saying? For you not being sick. Thanking Him, not necessarily asking stuff, but thanking. You get what I'm saying? Do not pray just to ask. Mostly thanking, recognizing what you have. You get what I'm saying?
I want to be Candace. I want to be Candace on the inside. And when it came down to it, I that's all I wanted. Not to look like myself, but to be healthy again. And I came away from that experience realizing that health is everything.
Thank you. Thank you. Somebody out there, clap for Candace. You gotta see that, man. You gotta see that. We're out here, like when we wake up in the morning, we do not realize that what we have is priceless. Okay, we worried about our bills, we worried about all these things, but we do not see what we have. You get what I'm saying? It is easier for us to not see what we have and see what we don't have. Focus on what we don't have, but you need to focus on what you have in order for you to get what you don't have. Most of the time, because if you focus on what you have, you can turn that into something bigger. You can easily turn that into something bigger versus focusing on what you don't have. You don't even know how you're gonna have it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna find ways to have it, but why can't you make what you have better? Why can't you make the small one that you have bigger? Why can't you make the tiny one that you have? Why can't you get it to grow? You see, one of the biggest gifts that we have in our lives, they don't come in big packages, man. They will come like nothing. But in the long run, as you live, as you do the things that you do, as you move up in life, as you get better in things, doing things, you come to realize that what you had long time ago was that one thing that you were looking for all this time. Some of us don't even realize it till we lose it. That's just a fact, man. Shout out to Candace. Shout out to everybody out there that prays every day. And if you do not pray every day, start today. You get what I mean? Start now. Pause this video, go out there, start to pray, get yourself the scripture, you get what I mean? Get yourself something, read, you know what I mean? Start somewhere, start small, and get it to grow, and it will become bigger. But seek ye first the kingdom of Yah and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. I'm out. Thank you for watching again. Shout out to Candace. Make sure to go to Candace and check out the video. Everybody watching, appreciate you. You get what I mean? Make sure to check out my YouTube channel, MMR Yahoo. It's a spiritual channel for those that love praying, for those that seeking the truth. You get what I mean? Christians, you can go and check it out. You may get your feelings hurt, but it's good for you to know the truth. You get what I mean? Thank you.
Know this easily. I'm praying to the sky and I got no fear. That's right, bro, I got no fear. Every day in my head, every day in my ears. Yeah, every day in my ears. The one drop me down and yeah, that's clear. Yeah, everything is not clear. This the end, then everything's clear. That's right, the end is near. Get away from me. All these demons, get away from me.